Hey guys, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be doing a Since You've Been Gone reading. So this is for those in a no contact, no communication, separation situation, okay? Pick a pile 1, 2, or 3. All right, pile number 1. We have the High Priestess, the Two of Swords, and the Knight of Cups. So I think this person definitely doesn't feel disconnected from you, okay? They're just keeping everything really internal right now. There are a lot of unspoken feelings here, but instead of talking about them, I think they're just sitting back and processing everything like quietly to themselves. It kind of feels like they're watching you from a distance. Maybe they're thinking about you more than they're actually communicating. So there's also a strong, like, still feeling each other energy. Even in the silence, I think this person is really still connected to your energy. So the no contact feels more like emotional withdrawal, rather than a lack of care, okay? So there may also be things left unsaid here. There could be hidden feelings. This person might have a fear that they're not ready to admit the depth of their emotions. So the Two of Swords, this card screams emotional stalemate. Somebody is avoiding making a decision, okay? Whether that's reaching out, whether that's opening up, or whether that's like fully letting go. I think this person has their heart blocked, or I mean, it feels like they're stuck in their head and avoiding being vulnerable with you. This person could have like pride issues or fear of rejection, or maybe emotional walls that they're keeping around their heart, and it's also helping to keep things frozen between you. So honestly, this can also look like both people are waiting for the other person to make the first move. So the silence feels more fear-based than intentional, okay? With the Knight of Cups, this definitely shows that romantic feelings are still there, okay? This person wants to reach out, or at least has the desire to reconnect with you emotionally. It can also point to a message, maybe even an apology or some type of emotional conversation or some sincere communication maybe in the near future. Even if they haven't acted on it yet, I think the feelings are definitely still present, okay? Once they get past the overthinking, the avoidance, the fear, there's definitely potential for genuine communication. So, I mean, overall, this connection does not feel over, okay? It feels paused. There are still deep feelings here, but nobody's really saying what they actually feel, so we're kind of at a stalemate. The biggest issue is avoidance here, and I think overthinking, and of course the fear of being vulnerable with this person. But underneath all of that, I think the emotional connection is still there, okay? If communication happens again, it looks like it would come from a genuine emotional place, not just ego or playing games. All right, pile 1, I hope this has helped. If it has, let me know down below in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. All right, moving on to pile number 2. Let's see what we have for you. Ooh. Okay, we have the Death card, the 8 of Cups, and the Sun. So starting with the Death card, okay, this feels like the ending of an old chapter more than anything, okay? It's not necessarily saying the love was fake or meaningless or it didn't matter. It's just that the relationship in its current form has probably run its course. Okay, so holding on to the old version of this connection feels like what's causing the most pain and problem right now. Death is really about release and transformation, okay? It's like life is pushing you to let go of what no longer fits so that something new and beautiful can finally come in for you. This feels less like punishment and more like emotional evolution, even if it's really hard to understand right now. With the 8 of Cups, This card is you choosing to walk away for your own peace of mind, okay? Even when feelings still exist. It's realizing that loving someone isn't enough if they're not fully showing up for you, okay? So there is a lot of emotional maturity in this energy. I think instead of waiting and overthinking and staying stuck, you're starting to choose yourself again, okay? So it doesn't feel like giving up. It feels like finally understanding you deserve reciprocity too, okay? This is the point where your energy slowly starts coming back to you instead of being tied up in this situation. So you're walking away, you're letting go, and you're realizing that these 8 of Cups here are not enough. You're not settling. There's 10 of Cups out there for you. And so I think that you're finally realizing it's time to go search for your happiness. And with the Sun, this honestly seems like you're finding it, okay? This is such a beautiful card to end on. It feels like happiness returning after a really heavy emotional period, okay? So your confidence is starting to rebuild. Things are feeling lighter. There's way more emotional clarity here, okay? Once you fully release this connection, it's like your spark, your happiness comes back. This card also points toward healthier relationships and more mutual open energy in love moving forward, okay? So what feels painful now eventually turns into freedom and emotional renewal with the ultimate happy ending for you, okay? So, I mean, overall, this connection feels like something that deeply changed you, but not necessarily something meant to continue forever, okay? There's a huge transformation happening here, and moving on becomes the thing that actually brings your peace back. This reading feels less about loss and more about your growth. Okay, so walking away doesn't mean the love wasn't real. It just means that you're choosing yourself instead of staying stuck in something painful. And honestly, once you fully let go, it feels like much brighter and happier chapters start opening up for you, okay? I hope this has helped. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, pile number 3. Let's see what we have for you. We have the Hermit. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the 8 of Swords. We have the Page of Wands and the Star. Okay, starting off with the Hermit. Right now, I think this person feels really withdrawn and stuck in their own head. This doesn't look like someone who's emotionally done. It feels more like someone who's isolating themselves to figure things out internally, okay? They're going within, they're trying to get their shit together before they approach you or come towards you with anything, okay? I think this person is a little overwhelmed or confused or unsure about what to do next. So instead of talking, they've gone quiet, they've gone within. The silence feels more like retreat. It's not rejection or anything. It honestly looks like they've been spending a lot of time reflecting on the connection and what it means to them, even if they're never openly admitting that, okay? With the Knight of Cups, I think the feelings are definitely still there, okay? This card is very emotional. It's very romantic. They still care about you deeply, and I think they're probably thinking about reconnecting with you more than they're letting on. There's a lot of longing here, but their actions aren't fully matching their emotions right now, okay? It feels like someone who feels everything very deeply, but struggles to actually express their emotions, or I don't know if maybe they're not a very consistent person, or maybe they don't have a lot of confidence when it comes to love and their approach. I think why there's no communication is the 8 of Swords. The lack of communication feels heavily tied to fear and overthinking, and this person being like mentally blocked, okay? It doesn't look like they don't care. It feels more like they're trapped in their own thoughts, worrying about saying the wrong thing, doing the wrong thing, even being rejected or making the situation worse, okay? So this card honestly gives like anxiety and self-sabotage energy. This person is stuck in their own mental prison. They could reach out, but something internal is stopping them from actually doing it, actually breaking free from this prison. So with the Page of Wands, this definitely brings movement back into the situation. I think in the near future, they're curious about renewing this interest they have, or some kind of light communication could happen between you. It may not start as like a huge emotional conversation right away. It feels like something more casual or playful at first. They might want to test the waters with you before getting deeply emotionally involved again, you know. But overall, it does look like the silence eventually gets broken in some sort of small way. With the Star, I think the Star makes the overall reading feel more hopeful, okay? There's still feelings here, but I think fear and overthinking created such a big distance between you that it's going to take a little bit of healing. And the Star feels like healing. It feels like clarity. It feels like emotional renewal after a difficult period. So this connection doesn't feel completely closed off, whether things fully come back together or not. There's strong energy around honesty, healing, and finally understanding each other on a deeper level, okay? So it feels less like an ending and more like a period of emotional growth and reflection for both of you. So I hope that has helped. I'm not sure if it has. If it has helped, let me know down below in the comments. Thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.